guys, this is Raptormon132 here, and welcome to a very special Christmas special blind reaction to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fan content. Yep, and as you can hear, this is me recording. This is the first time me recording a blind reaction in a long time, so I might be a little bit out of practice. But yeah. So, yeah, I know it's been a while, but yep, it's me. I'm still alive and still talking. Yep. Just wanted to say sorry I haven't been uploading very much because of, personal reasons and because of stuff that has been happening offline and online. And in addition, I've also been keeping myself busy with voice acting. So, yeah. Anyway, I won't get into detail of what's been going on but in my personal life, but yeah. Anyway, as you can see, this is a blind reaction. This is a blind reaction to a something special for Christmas for you guys. So I'm recording this on Christmas Day because this actually came out on Christmas Day. So what am I blind reacting to? Well, for those of you who don't know, I've recently been doing fair bit of voice acting for a certain member of the fandom, Agent Fluffy. You probably know her as the, I might have mentioned her a few times in some blind reaction videos that I've recently posted. My most recent one that I posted a few weeks ago, that was Flurry of Emotion, which I edited and uploaded for you guys. And yeah, I still got and like I said, I haven't actually been doing recordings very much, live recordings for a while now because of reasons. And so, like I said, I'm a little bit out of whack, a bit rusty with reaction videos. So yeah, this is the first time doing a blind reaction recording in, I'd say, probably nearly 2 years, or maybe, nearly 2 years now. So yeah, this is a most recent one. I think the last one I did was Burning Axe Chronicles. That was the last one I did a live reaction, my recent blind reaction recording I did. But yeah. Anyway, so this one that Agent Fluffy has done, it is a very special one. It is a fanfic reading called Twilight's First Gift. Now, what makes this one very special, and why am I blind reacting to it? Well, for two reasons. One, because I voice act in this one. And two, because this is a fanfic reading of a story that I wrote. Yeah. So, Agent Fluffy, she was, when I was talking with her, a couple of times, she had a look at some stories that I wrote on FIM Fiction, and this one she absolutely adored. And so for Christmas she decided to do a fanfic reading of it, and yeah, I'm really honored. This is the first story of my fanfictions being made into a dramatic reading. So yeah, and better still, I voice act in it. Yeah, I play a character called the Lord Chamberlain, and also I also play a Royal Guard. Oh, spoiler alert. But anyway, this one, she just uploaded it just today, a few hours ago in my time. So yeah, and I'm about to see the finished product. So I'm really, really excited, because it's the very first fan fiction of mine that's been done into a dramatic reading, so I can't wait to see what it looks like. The full product, the full project in its fullest form. And yeah, So, this should be exciting. Yeah. And, yeah. Oh, like I said, I'm rusty with doing blind reaction recordings because, you know, I haven't done one in a while, so, you know, I'm a little bit rusty. So, if I skip, like, if I trip on words or if I stutter or things like that, it's because, you know, that's what happens when you don't do something in a long time. But, hey, I guess, you know, makes it a little more entertaining and more realistic, huh? Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, if you guys are watching this, I am, yeah, it is now Christmas Day, and I'm doing it for, yeah, a Christmas special for you guys. But I don't know when it will be out. Maybe it may take me a few days, or maybe you might see it on New Year's Day. I don't know, but this is something I'm recording for Christmas Day, and yeah, something special for you guys, so you know that I'm still alive and kicking, and that nobody has taken over my channel in posting stuff. It's all me. Yeah. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Today, like, you want to watch me react to something, not chit-chat, so yeah. So, yeah. So, without further ado, let's begin Fluffy's Christmas Cookies 2020 Twilight's First Gift fanfic reading. And, yeah, so, yeah, without further ado, let's begin. Here we go! That's Fluffy and Crimson. I think I might turn it down a little bit. It might overpower me. Yep, that's Fluffy and Crimson Pit. Mistletoe. Kiss attack! Oh, that's adorable. BoxesOfVoices.com presents a 2022 Christmas fanfics reading. Starring Muse Script. Yep, I know her. Optic Rainfall. Phoebe, or Phoebe, or Phoebe. Raptormon 132. That's me! Yours truly. Duct Tape Pone, the bluish pony. I know him as well. Marzipan Studios. And Agent Fluffy. Yep. So, art by Anonymous Artists, Pokeboy Infinity, Fluttershy, Marzipan, Silent Savvy, Muse Script, and Sophie May. Twilight's First Gift. Oh, I'm really excited to see the full product. This should be fun. And fanfic written by yours truly. And narrated by Agent Fluffy. And directed by her too. From what she told me, she wanted to make this into a Christmas movie. And I'm excited to see what it's like. Here we go.
It was the night before a heartwarming eve, and winter had come to Equestria quickly, as it usually did, covering everywhere with a blanket of white snow. Princess Celestia stood outside, looking out on the balcony of her personal private chamber, watching the snowflakes fall slowly to the ground. From her balcony, she saw many ponies in the streets of Canterlot below, singing carols, buying last-minute supplies, and putting up the lovely heartwarming Eve trees and decorations in the main streets.
I'm actually one of the carolers.
Subjects happy at this time of year put a smile on her face. She soon went back inside, closing the balcony door behind her, and rested herself down at her favorite spot in front of the fireplace. Princess Celestia soon turned her attention to a small pile of Heartswarming Eve presents from her faithful student, Twilight Sparkle, and her friends. She focused her magic on the first present and levitated it towards herself until it was directly in front of her. The present was wrapped in lavender-colored wrapping paper, tied with a violet-colored ribbon, and had a small name card on it with the words written on it. To Princess Celestia, from Spike and your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle.
Looks like Twilight and Spike's gift is first.
She thought to herself as she looked at it, and placed it down on the rug in front of her.
I wonder what it could be.
Princess Celestia looked at it for a short while,
You'll have to
thinking
find out.
before she gave a little chuckle as she began to recall a Heartswarming Eve going back years ago.
I hope it's not something like the very first gift she gave me. I remember that Heartswarming Eve so well.
Flashback. 22 years ago.
The streets of Camelot were filled with ponies preparing for the joyful celebration of Heartswarming Eve. Wreaths were hung on doors and in windows of every building and home. Trees were decorated with glass balls and tinsel, and carols filling the white snow-covered streets with holiday joy, including house number 3942 on Galloping Lane, the home of Nightlight, along with his wife, Twilight Velvet, and their two children, their oldest son, Shining Armor, and their youngest daughter, Twilight Sparkle. Twilight, at that time, was a little toddler, just barely beginning to speak, nearly 2 years old, and in 3 months' time, she was due to be potty trained. On that very night, Nightlight was sitting in his armchair with toddler Twilight in the living room, reading her a story. It was a story that involved Heartswarming Eve, for it was the holiday tradition to tell Heartswarming Eve themed stories to little fillies and colts like herself.
Aww.
So, you see, Twilight?
Nightlight said, as he finished the story and put the book
This
down.
must be Optic Rainfall.
Heartswarming Eve is a time that is better to give than receive. Do you know what that means, sweetie?
Twilight shook her head.
No?
Well,
Agent
it
Fluffy
is
does
more
Twilight.
virtuous to give things than to get them. Instead of thinking so much about what you want for your birthday or Heartswarming Eve, think about what to give to others for their birthdays or Heartswarming Eve. And when you give them something for either of those days, leave a part of you to show how much you care. Do you understand that, sweetie?
I understand, Daddy.
Nightlight
Aww,
gave
that's
Twilight
cute.
a hug.
That's my girl.
Just at that moment, Twilight's mother, Twilight Velvet, came walking into the living room, levitating a tray with a baby bottle full of warm milk.
Our milk's ready, darling.
Well, time for Betty Bye, sweetie.
Nightlight got up out of his seat and carried his toddler daughter in one hoof upstairs to her nursery. Nightlight then opened the door of Twilight's nursery with his magic, and then walked in with his wife and daughter. Twilight Velvet laid the tray on a dressing table before levitating the bottle off it. Nightlight placed toddler Twilight into her crib and tucked her in, while Twilight Velvet placed the baby bottle of warm milk into Twilight's little hoofs. Nightlight and Twilight Velvet
That's
then
adorable.
leaned down and kissed Twilight's head.
Good night, sweetie.
Sweet dreams, my little pony.
Title drop.
Nightlight and Twilight Velvet then walked out of the nursery after turning off the light, and leaving Twilight Sparkle drinking out of her
That's a
baby
cute
bottle.
image of Twilight
As
there.
Twilight sucked on her bedtime bottle, she could hear her parents talking outside the nursery door that was opened slightly.
Did you remember to get the gift for the princess, honey?
Of course I did, dear. I got it while I went shopping with Shining today.
Oh, good. I hope this gift will help us win this year.
Oh, Nightlight.
Oh, come on, honey. You know how I feel about Posh Life and Set for Life winning Best Heartwarming Eve gift for royalty every year and rubbing it in every pony's faces like a bunch of high horses.
Nightlight stood up straight with pride.
Well, not this year. This year, we'll get the prize.
Oh, really? You're just as bad as Shining is when he talks to that royal guard and is obsessed with being one of them when he grows up.
Which he
I
does
think he
later
gets
in the
it from
series.
you.
Oh, honey.
Nightlight shared a kiss with Twilight Velvet.
We're so lucky to have those two. I hope we do win this year.
I hope so too. I really do.
Nightlight and Twilight Velvet then began to walk downstairs, with the sound of their talking and chuckling falling fainter and fainter outside the door of Twilight's nursery. Little did they know that little Twilight had been listening to everything they had said
That is such a cute
as
image
she
of Twilight.
continued to suck on her bottle.
Yeah. As you probably noted.
The next day soon...
Oh. Sorry to pause here. Here's a little cute image. Like, right in the corner over there. That's, Agent Fluffy's OC with Crimson's OC under the mistletoe. That's adorable, isn't it? And being held, and if you notice, it's also being held up in the air by oh, forgive me, I'm sorry, I forgot your OC's name. I forgot whose OC that is. Whoever that is, please don't hate me for it. Anyway, yeah. Oh, and I'm gonna see if I can try and, you noticed in my blind reaction videos, I usually pause on things. Well, I don't know, maybe I should avoid pausing so much, or maybe something like that, but yeah, but if I do pause on anything, I will, yeah, I'll just, talk about some things. But yeah, that's a really cute image, and also that image of Twilight, in the previous scene, sucking on a bottle in a crib. Like, that is just an adorable looking scene of Twilight there. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Came by, and the streets were as busy, snowy, and beautiful as usual, for it was the day before Heartswarming Eve. Twilight Velvet had just finished wrapping the present for the princess that they were going to give for the best Heartswarming Eve gift for
the art
royalty.
image here is done
For
by
it was the
Pokeboy
tradition in
Infinity.
Camelot that
Infinity,
pony
sorry.
families can give a gift to the princess that had been around for many, many years. And the family that gave the best gift was given a chance to spend a Heartswarming Eve feast with Her Royal Highness, Princess Celestia herself. Nightlight had been entering it since he was a little colt. Ever since his childhood rival, Set for Life, and his family had been winning it for years, he had always wanted to win.
Well, all done.
Wonderful, honey. Are you sure you'll be fine taking the kids with you to the castle's Great Hall?
Twilight Velvet nodded.
Of course. I know how busy you'll be shoveling the snow off the stairs and the path outside. So I'll take them with me to get them off your hooves.
Thanks, honey.
Just then, toddler Twilight came up to her mother,
this
Twilight
cute scene.
Velvet, and poked at her to get her attention. Twilight Velvet turned her attention to little Twilight to see that she was holding what looked like a badly wrapped present. It was sealed well, but it was poorly wrapped in Heartswarming Eve themed wrapping paper and sticky tape.
What's that, sweetheart?
Tracy, princess.
Aww.
Twilight? Is that a present for Princess Celestia?
Little Twilight smiled.
Yeah.
Nightlight levitated the badly wrapped gift from little Twilight's hooves and took a look at it.
What's in it, Twilight, sweetheart? Is it something you made yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. We should put our gift in too.
Nightlight
Aw.
thought for a moment, looking at the gift, and then at his little daughter's cute, innocent look.
Who could resist that little face?
Well... okay. We can give this to the princess, too.
Twilight Velvet began making a little tag on little Twilight's gift. As she did, Nightlight suddenly noticed that little Twilight was wearing a diaper with pink bunnies on it.
That's strange. I could have sworn that the diaper I changed her in this morning had teddy bears on it.
Nightlight thought for a moment as to why Twilight was wearing a different diaper, but soon shrugged it off, thinking that his wife must have changed her earlier while he was not looking. He then soon focused on finding his son, Shine Armor, who was
Which I
upstairs.
probably won't say anything if you haven't seen it.
It's time to go. Your mother's waiting.
Coming, Daddy!
Shine Armor came
new
down the
script.
stairs, wearing what looked like a Royal
Shining.
Guard armor costume made out of cardboard and tinfoil that Shine Armor had put together himself.
Now, Shining, you know you can't go out looking like that. But, Mommy!
Shine Armor started, but Twilight Velvet held up a hoof to silence him.
No buts, young colt. Now take it all off and put your scarf on. We have to go now.
Better do as your mother says.
Shine Armor put his head down.
Ugh, alright.
Shine Armor soon took off his homemade Royal Guard armor costume, got a scarf from the dresser near the front door, and wrapped it around his neck. Twilight Velvet then put the two gifts into
This
her
is
bag
great
on
animation
one
by
side
Pokey
and
Boy.
placed little Twilight into a baby saddle on the other.
Well, we should be
Aw.
going now.
See you later, honey.
Nightlight kissed Twilight Velvet.
Have a good time.
He then looked at his son, Shine Armor.
You be good, Shining, and do what your mother tells you to do.
Shine Armor saluted.
I will.
Twilight Velvet and the two
That's a cute
children
scene.
walked out the door and down the doorsteps. Snowflakes began to rain down slowly onto the snow on the streets. One
Oh, this is
snowflake
an
landed
adorable
right on
scene.
Twilight Sparkle's nose and made her giggle with joy.
I need my diabetes medicine, like sooner.
Twilight Velvet waved
Oh.
her hoof at Nightlight.
Bye, dear. See you soon.
Bye, honey.
Little Twilight waved her little hooves at Nightlight.
Bye, Daddy. Bye.
Nightlight
Aw.
waved back as his family walked down the street.
That's
He
really
then
adorable.
levitated a shovel with his magic and began to shovel snow off the steps to their house.
Yeah. Sorry to pause here. That scene was just adorable. And yeah, to visualize, that scene, like, it's just like I was really surprised, when Fluffy told me that there was going to be animation and fan art of that. It was quite a surprise. So yeah, so far it looks really, really good, and seeing my fan fiction, come to life. That's amazing. And yeah. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Twilight Velvet soon arrived at the Great Hall of the Royal Canterlot Castle with her children.
Ah,
The
this
entire
part is
hall was
where
decorated
you
with
see
many
Chamberlain for the
hearts-warming
first
Eve
time,
decorations,
voiced by me.
along with a big hearts-warming Eve tree at the other end of the hall with a large pile of presents underneath it.
I think this art is
They
done
made
by
their way towards the large tree,
Savvy Bear.
for Twilight Velvet knew it was where they had to put their
If I remember
gifts to the
correctly.
princess. As they approached the tree, they were
Lord
served
Chamberlain,
by
my
a
character.
light gray unicorn pony wearing a white powdered wig and a funny dark green suit. Twilight Velvet knew too well that it was Princess Celestia's Lord Chamberlain standing in front of the rope entrance to the pile of gifts under the tree.
I assume you're here to place a gift under the tree for Her Royal Highness.
Yes, Lord Chamberlain.
Twilight
That's me.
Velvet levitated Twilight Sparkle's gift and the family's gift in front of him.
2 gifts this year, in fact.
Lord Chamberlain took a long, hard look at the badly wrapped gift that Twilight Velvet levitated in front of him.
And what, may I ask, is this?
Oh, my little daughter made something herself to give to the princess
Yep.
as a gift.
That's
the Lord
me.
Chamberlain looked at the badly wrapped gift with a hard look.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid this gift can't be put with the others.
Twilight Velvet tilted
Frick.
her head.
Why not? Is there a rule about little children entering?
No, ma'am, but,
Well, please let my little fillies
Can't
listen
think
to
of
the
an
princess be under the
excuse,
tree.
can't you, Lord Chamberlain?
Lord Chamberlain looked at
Yeah,
Twilight
I'm roasting
Velvet,
myself.
then at little Twilight in her baby saddle, and then at the
Yeah,
badly wrapped gift.
And yeah,
He then sighed and
criticizing
reluctantly
my own
allowed
character
it.
and myself.
oh, alright. Fine, you can put it in.
Thank you.
Ah,
You're entering that ugly thing. Twilight Velvet turned her head towards where the
yeah.
voice
Set
came
for Life
from,
and Posh Life.
only to see two unicorn ponies standing
Voiced
there.
by.
Two unicorns she knew all too well.
Yep, and so do I. That's Posh Life and Set for Life. And if I remember, they're voiced by. Posh Life is voiced by Agent Fluffy, and Set for Life is voiced by Duct Tape Pone, the bluish pony, if I remember correctly.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. So yeah, first time hearing them, so yeah, sorry, continue.
Hello, Set for Life. And Posh Life.
I can't believe you're putting that tacky thing in with these other gifts.
It doesn't have a chance to win. Twilight Velvet glared, trying her best to stop herself from yelling at the two ponies for their rudeness towards something made by her baby daughter.
I'm
Yeah.
not expecting it to win. My little girl just wanted to give her gift to the princess. That's all.
Whatever. We, of course, have already put our gift in. Our gift is sure to win again.
Posh Life stroked her mane with her hoof.
After all, we win it every year. It's only fitting that we give the best and most expensive gifts to the princess.
How expensive the gift is, isn't what actually matters.
Oh, please. That's the type of words only losers use.
Posh
Screw
Life
you.
held up a makeup mirror with her hoof and used her magic to put on lipstick.
Come on, honey pie. Let's go home. All this clown of losers is getting to me.
Laugh it up, fuzzballs.
Set for Life and Posh Life walked
Wanted
away
to say
laughing with stuck-up overconfidence, with Twilight Velvet looking annoyed at the rich, high-horse mannerism of the rich couple. She understood why her husband wanted to win so much.
Yep.
She then levitated little Twilight's gift and the family's gift under the big, heart-warming Eve tree.
Yeah. So you can actually tell that when I actually created Posh Life and Set for Life, like, interesting facts about them, is that when I wrote them, I originally wanted them to be like Jet Set and Upper Crust. You know, from from the season 2 episode Sweet and Elite. Yeah. That was my intention, based on Jet Set and Upper Crust. The two snobby Canterlot ponies. Which I still hate, by the way. But, I really wanted to create two characters, characters, that you could just really despise. And, but, it's not hatred really that's important. It's a desire to give an comeuppance. But, yeah. So, yeah, that's some interesting facts. And, and I'll also tell you some interesting facts, is that their designs were completely made and custom made by, I think it was Savvy Bear, or maybe somebody else. I don't know. I might have to check. Might have to recheck later. But when they showed the design of of the two that I wrote in my story, I looked at them and I immediately loved the designs. I thought, this looks pretty good. So yeah. So the artists, if you're watching, you did a good job. But yeah. Anyway, continue.
Suddenly, as she was just about to leave, Twilight Velvet realized that her son, Shining Armor, was missing. She briefly looked around
Don't worry,
frantically
he's
for
alright.
him, only to see him talking to some royal guards standing at their posts. Shining Armor was admired by the guards, for it was his dream to become one.
So how do I get into the royal guards, mister?
Shining Armor asked.
Sorry to pause here so quickly. Interesting facts. These two ponies, if you don't know who they are, that's Crimson Pit, the black, like the red and black Pegasus. That's Crimson Pit, which is Agent Fluffy's boyfriend and love. Yeah, and the one next to him, the other Pegasus, that's Grim Narrator's OC. Yeah, just wanted to point that out. Yeah, sorry, continue.
But none of the guards answered, nor even looked at him.
Oh, come on! You can tell me! Shining!
Twilight Velvet bounded over.
Someone's
what have
in
I
trouble.
told you about wandering off like that? But Mom! I was just asking the— Leave the guards alone! Now come on, we're going home. Alright.
Twilight Velvet left the castle's great hall with her two children.
Well, you shouldn't have wandered
off
like that,
Shining. She was still a bit
Shining.
understandably angry about Shining Armor wandering off.
But at least he was safe.
That nothing bad happened to him. She looked at little Twilight in her baby saddle, who was sitting there sucking on a candy cane, being good and quiet the whole time.
Aww. Who could resist that cute little face?
Later that afternoon, Lord Chamberlain organized for the hall to be cleared for the princess to enter and begin the gift opening. Before long, the hall was cleared of any public.
By the way,
only the servants, royal guards, and the Lord Chamberlain himself were left in the room as the doors closed. A moment later, Princess Celestia came into the great hall with her
by the
servants.
way, sorry to pause. I wanted to show you guys something. Sorry to rewind, but I gotta show you this.
To be cleared for the princess to enter and begin the gift opening. Before long, the hall was cleared of any public.
Here we are. Now, just wanted to ask, do you notice anything? Well, this scene, take a really close look and you'll know. Do you see any pony familiar? Well, yeah, there's quite a few ponies in here. But, yeah. Anyway,
and
play here. Servants. Interesting facts. The servants in there, like the servants and royal guards, like most likely you've seen it, are all pony OCs of the cast and crew. And, yep, you see Agent Fluffies, Mew Scripts, and, yeah, the others. And, yeah, I think Savvy's part of them. Yeah. So there's the servants, and guess who's one of the royal guards?
Royal guard.
Here's an image. You see him? Ta-da! Yep, you guessed it. My OC, Raid Raptor. He's a royal guard. Yep, my OC is a royal guard with Princess Celestia. And, yeah, and if you also noticed, he's the only alicorn as part of the Royal Guards. You know, kind of like that scene from the season 2 finale, like, you know, where you see like some Royal Guards are alicorns. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So yeah, awesome. My OC makes a cameo, and as a Royal Guard. That's awesome. So, Pokeboy Infinity, shout out to you. Thanks for doing that. That's awesome. Making my OC, as Oscar the Grouch would say,
a very brief cameo.
Well, probably not so brief, but anyway. Yeah, just thought I wanted to share that with you guys. But yeah, but you know, I might even, you know, give some facts because, you know, something that, you know, went on a little bit behind the scenes. Because, you know, the finished product is already out, so I guess, you know, it probably doesn't matter. Probably is okay if I do that. Because, you know. So, Agent Fluffy, if you're watching, if I give facts, I just hope it's okay if I give facts. If not, I apologize in advance. Don't be angry with me. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
And the Lord Chamberlain himself were left in the room as the doors closed.
Yep.
A moment later, Princess Celestia came into the great hall
and
with
bowing
her servants
before her.
bowing before her. The Lord Chamberlain stood before Celestia in front of the tree, with a many presents from the citizens of Canterlot resting underneath. Lord Chamberlain bowed.
Your Highness, the gifts from your subjects are all accounted for and are ready for you.
Wonderful, Lord Chamberlain. I see we have a few extra ones this year.
Indeed.
Celestia sat down at her throne.
Well, shall we begin?
Of course, Your Highness.
Lord Chamberlain
Of course,
levitated
Your
the
Highness.
first gift from under the tree and looked at the gift tag.
This one comes from Set for Life and Posh Life, our common winners.
Princess Celestia took hold of it with her magic and removed the wrapping. The gift to her from them turned out to be a flower fashioned from gold and jewels. Celestia smiled.
How lovely!
Here's some interesting facts about that. To those of you who don't know, some interesting facts. The the flower made of gold and jewels, that's actually a reference to that's actually an Aladdin reference. Like, particularly Return of Jafar. It's a reference to the jewel flower that Aladdin gives to Jasmine, you know, after he took the golden stuff from Abyss Mall, you know, in the Disney film, the Disney to video film The Return of Jafar.
Where were you? I missed you.
I had to pick up a few things. This is for you.
Oh, Aladdin. It's lovely.
Yeah, thought I'd add a little bit of a Aladdin reference right there. So, yeah, fun fact. Anyway, continue.
This must have been very expensive.
Indeed, Your Highness.
Just when Lord Chamberlain was about to bring forth the next gift, he suddenly paused. He then began to sniff with his nose in the air, with a look of disgust on his face.
Is there something wrong, Lord Chamberlain?
Oh, yes.
What is that smell? It's ghastly.
Damn! Boo! That's bad. What the fuck is that smell? It's rotten!
One servant smelled the air.
You're right! Whew. That smells nasty.
In a matter of minutes, almost all of the great hall was filled with a mysterious, foul, quick-spreading odor.
Yep.
The smell was awful. So much that not even the royal guards could keep their composure for long.
Yep. And you'll
Before
find
long,
out why.
Almost everyone in the great hall held their noses, for the smell had become too much to bear.
Quick!
Lord Chamberlain commanded the servants and guards with his hoof over his nose.
Everybody search the hall!
Find the source of the smell!
Everyone in the Great Hall began to search everywhere to try and find where the awful smell was coming from. Minutes ticked by, and they had not yet found the source of the smell. Princess Celestia sat there watching her servants and guards searching around the Great Hall. She found it hard to keep a straight face, for she found it somewhat entertaining to watch. Lord Chamberlain bravely uncovered his nose to try and locate the source of the smell. As he walked away from the tree, he found that the smell became fainter. It was then he realized that the smell was possibly coming from where the tree was.
Everybody, search the tree! It's coming from there!
Lord Chamberlain, along with the servants and guards, began looking around the tree, searching for the smell. They were even smelling the gifts under the tree. One by one, they smelled every last gift that laid under the tree, until Lord Chamberlain came across one gift that was badly wrapped. For it was
Twilight's
the gift that little Twilight had wrapped that her mother had put there earlier. With cautious curiosity, he levitated it with his magic and noticed it had been slightly ripped, most likely from the weight of the other gifts. Lord Chamberlain brought it over to him closer and took a good sniff right where the rip in the gift was. His eyes widened with shock and then began to cough and gag as if he were going to vomit, for he had found the source of the smell.
I picked up one present with half-ass rat! Jesus fucking Christ!
Everybody cease your search! I found it!
Everyone in the hall stopped searching and gathered round for Lord Chamberlain,
this is the
who was
good
holding
part.
little
Watch
Tyler's
this.
badly wrapped gift with his magic. The smell was getting to the point where it became absolutely unbearable. Lord Chamberlain decided that he had to open it to find out what was inside.
Everybody, stand back!
Everyone in the hall stood back at Lord Chamberlain's command.
It could be a stink bomb.
He slowly began to open the gift. With each second that ticked by with him opening it, everyone wondered what could be inside that could cause such a horrible, nauseating smell. Finally, after
Well, it ain't a dead body.
of careful opening, Lord Chamberlain unstuck the last strip of sticky tape and opened the gift up completely. Everyone gathered round to see what was inside, only to show
Here's
shock
the good
and
part.
disgust to what they have found.
Repulsive!
A royal guard coughed.
That's my...
Ew, rancid!
Oh, gross! Oh, disgusting!
A female servant gagged. Everyone began to take steps back. Lord Chamberlain did not
that's
look
funny.
where he was going and slipped over a gift.
Before we continue, I wanted to share some other facts. Actually, no, I shouldn't. Oh, what the heck. That scene, you know, with the, with the Chamberlain, the Royal Guard, and the servant, that was actually a reference to a scene of the English dub of Dragon Ball Z.
Sorry, world. Rancid!
Gross, how disgusting!
Yeah. Most likely I'll put a clip in, you know, to show you where it was referencing, because I thought it was actually a funny thing to put in. But yeah, thought I'd want to share that. But, yeah. Anyway, continue.
Landing flat on
actually,
his
I'll go back. Hang on.
Ew, rancid!
Oh, gross! Oh, disgusting!
A female servant gagged. Everyone began to take steps back. Lord
Oh, this
Chamberlain
was a fun
did not look where he was going and slipped over a gift. Landing flat on his
That was
back.
fun to do. He lost his
Messing up
dignity.
His powdered wig as it fell off his head. Princess Celestia, who was sitting at her throne watching everything, quietly chuckled under her breath.
Who wouldn't?
She then got up from her throne and came down to see for herself what was going on. She made her way into the crowd and looked down at what they had found.
What is this? Where did this come from?
Oh, I think we both know.
That very evening, Nightlight and Twilight
this is
Velvet were
New
sitting in the
Script's
living room, quietly
artwork.
relaxing and getting warm in front of the fireplace.
And this is where
Shiny
things get
Number was
interesting.
sitting on the floor, playing with Twilight Sparkle. A little colored lights decorated on the tree in the living room shined and twinkled brightly, like stars in the night sky. It felt magical to Nightlight and Twilight Velvet to see that. The quiet and peaceful atmosphere was cut short by the chime of the doorbell at the
and I
front
love
door.
the Christmas tree playing in the background.
Who could that be?
Nightlight and Twilight Velvet both got up off the sofa and went to answer the door. With their magic,
I know who it
they
is.
opened the door
Yep.
to see who it could be. To their surprise, they found
It's
that their
the Lord
visitor was
Chamberlain.
Lord Chamberlain, along with a couple
The
of the
uptight
royal
dick.
guards. And to their even bigger
Shouldn't say
surprise,
that, but oh well.
sitting there in her chariot parked right outside their house in the street was Her Royal Highness, Princess Celestia herself.
Is this the residence of Nightlight and Twilight Velvet?
Nightlight and Twilight Velvet gasped with amazement, with
But
their
he's
eyes
not-
widened with great joy.
But he's not here for what
My
they
goodness,
think.
honey, do you know what this means? We've won!
I don't believe it! Mwah!
Twilight Velvet kissed and hugged her husband.
I knew that wonderful gift we entered would get us to win this year.
Oh, very funny.
You thought it would be amusing, did you? Well, I have got news for you. It wasn't!
Twilight Velvet tilted
Oh,
her
very
head.
funny.
Amusing? What are you talking about?
As if you don't know! Do you realize it's going to take weeks to remove that ghastly smell from the carpet? We might even have to replace the whole carpet!
Shiny Armor
Well,
and
not
Twilight
that a
Sparkle,
few
hearing
sprays
this
of
commotion
Febreze
from the living room,
and carpet
both
cleaner
came to
won't
the door
do.
to see what was going on, and were standing behind their parents at the front door.
I'm sorry, but
Shining
we
doesn't
don't
look
have any
very
idea
happy.
what you're talking about, Lord Chamberlain.
Then what do you call...
Lord Chamberlain
Ah,
angrily presented
this!
Twilight Sparkle's opened, badly wrapped gift with his magic, nearly slamming it in Nightlight's face as he angrily says,
This!
Nightlight quickly covered his nose and gagged when he caught a whiff of the foul smell coming from
And
Twilight's
can you guess what it is?
As the Lord Chamberlain showed the badly wrapped gift and unfolded it slightly, something fell out and landed on the doorstep.
Yep.
They looked in horror to see that the thing that fell out was a white, dirty diaper with teddy bears on it.
Yep.
Nightlight then recalled that it was the same diaper that his daughter was changed into this morning, and that she was wearing a different one later before leaving. Realizing this, they soon put two and two together
Yep,
and realized that
that's true.
Twilight had taken her dirty diaper off and wrapped it up as a present before putting another one on. Twilight
Yep.
was a clever little toddler after all.
Oh, yes, she
They turned
is.
around to see little Twilight standing behind them, holding her favorite doll, Smarty Pants, in her hooves.
Yeah. To pause here, before you go into the comments asking, like, to verify, like, if she put a dirty diaper in, why didn't, like, how come it stinks right now? Well, a little explanation. Because Twilight Sparkle had wrapped it up in sticky tape, sealing it very good. So I made it as if that it stayed, that the smell didn't come out because it was sealed. And you know, like when you put a diaper into a plastic bag and tie it, it seals off the smell. So the wrapping paper wrapped badly, along with the sticky tape sealing it, acted like a seal, and it only started to stink when the seal was broken. Yeah, just so I give a little explanation. So, yeah. So that's the surprise. Twilight had given Princess Celestia a dirty diaper. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if any one of you were expecting that. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Twilight Sparkle! Did you give a dirty diaper to the princess? Why would you do that?
Why you do that for? Jesus Christ! It stinks!
She's not happy.
Twilight Sparkle looked up at her mother with her sweet little eyes.
Hi, keep patting me, Mommy.
Aww.
I keep patting me.
Shine Armor,
Oh,
who
Fluffy,
was
that is
standing
so
there,
cute.
too, began to laugh because he thought it was funny what Twilight had just done. Probably
Who
the
wouldn't
funniest
laugh
thing
at
he'd
that?
ever seen.
That's not funny, Shining!
Actually, it is.
You naughty, naughty little filly!
No, honey.
You shouldn't
Nightlight
have called her
said,
that.
for he realized what their daughter meant.
It wasn't her fault. I'm afraid it's my fault. Last night, I told her the story about giving and receiving, and how when you give a gift to some pony you care about, you leave a part of you to show how much you care.
Twilight Velvet put a hoof over her mouth.
Oh. Oh, dear.
Yep.
Well, it's not going to make up for the chaos
Here's the
it's
part I've
caused.
been waiting for.
I have never seen any act so repulsive in all my years that I have.
Aww. Fuck you, Lord Chamberlain, making Twilight cry.
Everyone was suddenly interrupted by the sound of taller Twilight Sparkle beginning to cry with tears quickly trickling down her little cheeks. For feeling she was in big trouble. Her heart was hurt. Princess
I'm actually starting
Celestia,
to tear
who
up
was
a little
watching and listening to everything, felt sorry for that poor, sweet little filly, knowing that what she did was of good intention. Before Twilight Velvet could comfort little Twilight, little Twilight began to levitate in Celestia's light gold magic aura.
This is the sweet scene.
She then levitated the little, crying Twilight Sparkle towards her, and held her in her hoofs with a warm, loving hold. Twilight looked up at Celestia with her little, tear-filled eyes, with Celestia looking down at her with a caring smile. Celestia wrapped her wing around little Twilight as she held her in her hoofs.
There, there. No need to cry, little one. I know you meant no trouble. You are a very sweet little filly. In fact, that was the best gift any pony has ever given me.
Twilight began to stop crying at what the princess
Even
had
though
said.
I write this, it's still
Twilight
sweet.
Velvet came forward towards Princess Celestia.
Your Highness, I'm so sorry about what happened with the diaper.
That's perfectly alright, Mrs. Velvet. In fact, it's the real reason why I'm here. Because I wanted to present the prize of the best gift given to you and your family personally for this little one's gift.
The Lord Chamberlain jolted with shock, nearly throwing his wig off.
What? But, Your Highness, with all due respect, that little toddler gave you a dirty diaper.
So?
I don't see how something like that could be worthy of the best gift given.
Oh, Lord Chamberlain. How much a gift is worth isn't what really matters. This little one gave a part of her as a gift. And even though she didn't truly understand, it was a very sweet thing she did. Because in the end, it's the thought that really counts. Do you understand what I'm saying,
That's
Lord
true.
Chamberlain?
The Lord Chamberlain looked surprised, not expecting to get a lecture from Her Royal Highness.
How expensive the gift isn't what matters.
The Lord Chamberlain's eyebrows rose as he recalled Twilight Velvet's words. Somehow, it all made sense now.
I guess so.
Wonderful! Now, would you mind going back to the castle to get the Hearthstorming Eve feast organized for tomorrow? Meanwhile, I feel like having a nice warm cup of tea with this lovely family.
Yes, of course, Your Highness.
Oh, and I would like to make a decree that this contest will be cancelled forever.
What? Cancelled? But Your Highness, this has been a tradition for many years.
True, but it was started by your ancestors. Besides, it does make me look a bit greedy, don't you think?
Well,
Now would you please organize that
How can you
away?
argue with that?
But... yes, of course, Your Highness.
You're in more dire need of a blowjob than any white man in history.
The Lord Chamberlain began to walk away down the snowy street back to the castle. Princess Celestia then turned her attention back to Twilight Velvet and Nightlight.
Do come in, Your Highness.
Thank you kindly.
Princess Celestia leaned in to Twilight Velvet and whispered something to her.
Just between us, they secretly give all the gifts away to charity.
Oh! We won't tell any, Pony.
Twilight Velvet took back little Twilight from Princess Celestia.
Royal guards are welcome too.
Yippee!
Shine Armor jumped with joy at how the two royal guards were joining them, with the guards smiling at the little cult's spirit.
Well, let's go inside and have some tea.
Princess Celestia and her guards walked up the steps and entered the front door into the house to enjoy some warm tea with the family, closing the door behind them, with snowflakes slowly raining down into the streets.
Yeah, that was a very lovely scene. Oh, and I should let you know something very interesting. That scene with Princess Celestia decreeing that the contest would be cancelled. Fun fact, that is actually a new additional scene that was added in. Because, yeah, I actually mentioned that I wanted to add the... I actually wanted to add a little scene of like that into the story. You know, like... You know, to make it look... You know, so that... well, one, because, you know, in a way it would make... Having a contest like that would make Celestia look kind of greedy. So, I thought, you know... Why not add a little bit of, like, do something? And I also plan to add that into the original story, you know? So, I guess, in a way, you're looking at, and that thing that she said to Twilight Velvet, saying that she secretly gives those gifts away to charity. Yeah, I thought, you know, that's, I thought that, you know, that would be part of, you know, Princess Celestia's character. Yeah, more faithful to Princess Celestia's character. Oh, and heads up, there's also an additional scene that's added in that isn't in the original story, and it's a little added scene that it's exclusive only to this, probably. But, yeah. So, yeah, just wanted to give you a little heads up that this is an exclusive scene for this fanfic reading only. But anyway, let's see what it looks, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this looks like. So, yeah. Anyway, continue. The next day.
Posh Life and Sephra Life were looking at a local newspaper article about the winners of Best Heartswarming Gift and the royal decree that the best gift for royalty would be cancelled.
They won?
Oh, forever cancelled? That is not fair!
We deserve a redo!
They looked at the
Not
food
gonna
section
happen.
of the newspaper.
Oh, no more baked hayloaf this year? Curse you, Nightlight!
Oh, that's funny. Good job, duct tape.
Princess Celestia began to chuckle as she finished recalling the memory of that heart-warming eve long ago in her personal chambers in the present.
I never had that much amusement in a long time before that day.
Then, without delay, she used her magic to open the wrapping paper of Twilight and Spike's gift and opened the box. Inside the box, she found it was full of homemade pony-shaped cookies made of shortbread, chocolate chips, and coated with hard, white icing on the hindquarters. She looked at them with surprise because the icing on the hindquarters looked like baby diapers. Princess Celestia briefly laughed heartily at what Twilight and Spike had given her.
Yep.
Oh, my favorite. What a wonderful gift.
Princess Celestia chuckled once again as she took a bite from the first cookie and moved on to the next gift, for it was the best gift she ever received from any pony.
Aww. And that's the end of the story. Wow. Wow, this was amazing. Twilight's first gift. Fanfic written by yours truly. And there you see the cast. Phoebe as Twilight Velvet. Set for Life, Agent Fluffy, Royal Guard, Marzipan Studios herself. Carolers. Yep, I was one of the carolers. Okay, what to see here? Sorry to pause here, but I wanted to have a look at something. Artists. Anonymous artist for scenes 1 and 7. Well, anonymous artist, I'll say you did a good job. Marzipan Studios for season 2, part 1. Yep, you did good too. And Fluttershy for for scene 2, part 2, which I assume is the scene with Twilight as a little baby Twilight in the cot. I think. Yeah, I think it might be. And yeah, Pokeboy Infinity, Silent Savvy, or Savvy Bear, her name is. New script, Pokeboy and Sophia scene 8. Royal Guard cameos. Ah, that's it. Hang on. That's Showstopper, The Crimson Pit, Grim Narrator, me, White Quartz, and Jacob Goram, and Royal Guard servants, OCs. Agent Fluffy, Mew script, Marzipan, Sketchy Ashley, Flutterbug, Snoopy, and Heartsy Artsy. And look at all this music. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, and if I'm correct, at the end there's going to be there's probably going to be bloopers. Well, actually, yeah, I was told that they're bloopers, so I'm looking forward to seeing the bloopers. And yeah, I even hope that they actually put a lot of my bloopers in, because I said a lot of stuff. Oh, hang on, I want to read this. I thank my cast members, the VAs and artists that volunteered their time and effort into this Christmas special. I can't thank you guys enough from the bottom of my heart. Also, thank you, Raptormon, for writing this adorable Christmas story. Oh, thanks, Fluffy. You're welcome. And thank you for doing a fanfic reading of it. I've always wanted to see one of my fanfics being written into a dramatic reading. Yeah. And I think there is bloopers. Alright, let's see.
I assume you're here to place
mine.
under the gift. Under the gift? It's gift under the tree, you dumbass. I just insulted myself. Alright, try again. That was fun. I could just envision that. The Chamberlain slipping on a gift and landing flat on his back, messing up his powdered wig.
So could I,
yeah,
Raptormon.
I
Hey, I'm
loved that
talking to
gag
myself.
when I wrote that in the story. What? But your highness, with all due respect, that toddler gave you a dirty diaper. I don't see how something like that could ever be worthy of the best gift given. Of course you don't, you close-minded fuckwit. Again, I'm insulting the Lord Chamberlain. This recording should probably be called Raptormon Roasts Lord Chamberlain.
Duct tape.
What the fuck? That's Squidward. Get the fuck out, Squidward! Jesus.
Squidward?
Sorry.
I don't see how he could cough with that bit of duct tape on his mouth.
Okay.
Did you remember to get the... Oh, God! Why do I keep saying princess after this gift? Not princess. Why?
Oh, that's funny.
That's what I do to
Fluffy.
warm up for the baby voice for baby Twilight. As I do baby voices in general. What the fuck was going on with my throat?
I don't know. Oh, sorry, I didn't catch
I'll
that.
try
Hang on.
again.
Sorry, I need to hear that again because I coughed a little bit and I didn't hear it. Hang on.
What the fuck was going on with my throat?
Oh, you trying to get freaking cute as I fuck you!
I'll try that again. Little Twilight smiled.
Yeah! I'm dying of cuteness!
Oh dear. I just killed Agent Fluffy.
Nightlife. Why am I saying the dad's names wrong? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Nightlife. Oh.
You're entering that ugly thing. Something weird happened in my mouth. Frickin' saliva. You fucking shit in the beginning.
Yeah, I know what that feels, Fluffy.
Before Twilight Velvet could comfort little Twilight began to levitate in Celestia's light gold magic aura. She then levitated the little, crying Twilight Sparkle towards her, and held her in her hooves with a warm, loving hold.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, I'm crying.
Aww.
Oh.
I'm sorry,
my
Fluffy.
God.
I didn't mean to make you cry.
Oh my God. This is so much feels in this.
Aww. Well, that was good. And happy holidays. Yep, that looks like the ending. Heh. Well, what do I have to say? this was actually good. I really, really loved it. You know? And, you know, like, I wrote this fan fiction, you know, a lot, like, ages ago. Like, back when I was, you know, new to the fandom, and, you know, back when I was still stuck on Season 2. And, yeah. And, you know, when I remember the first time I introduced this story to Agent Fluffy, like, when I mentioned the stories I wrote on FIM Fiction, she, you know, had a look at them, and one caught her interest, and that was, you know, Twilight's first gift, and she read through it, and she was like, "Oh, Raptor, I am dying of cuteness. This is so adorable." Yeah, that's word for word what she said. And yeah, you know, she was so, like, she loved it so much that she even asked to do a fanfic reading of it, and, of course, you know, like Rarity said with her flashback, of course I said, YES! Yeah, so I gave her full permission, you know, to do a fanfic reading of it, and yeah, she said that she was going to do it for Christmas, and yeah. And boy, I was really excited to hear that news. Like, in my mind I was going, oh yes, it's about time. Yeah, so it was great, you know, and you know, then before it began, you know, she did the casting call, and of course, you know, me voice acting and stuff, and because, you know, I was the writer, I immediately auditioned, and yeah, it was great. And you know, I auditioned for all male characters, and I was good enough to get the Lord Chamberlain and the Royal Guard, and it was actually fun to do. And you know, didn't take me and you know, because, you know, I know the story, it was actually good to do. Although still I had to read it, you know, because, you know, like, I still had to read it and all, but, you know, I tried to capture the Lord Chamberlain's, you know, mannerisms and all that. And, oh, forgot to mention about the Lord Chamberlain, some part of him was actually inspired by hoity-toity. You know, part of him was inspired by hoity-toity, and yeah. In fact, a bit of the voice that I tried to do was actually inspired by sort of like a mix between hoity-toity and the character Pompadour from Babar. Yeah, fun fact. So, yeah. So, yeah, it was actually very good to do that, and yeah, and you know, seeing the finished product, I was just, you know, like I am very, very happy that it's actually done. And, you know, seeing my fanfic, you know, finally made, it's like made into a dramatic reading is just great. And fun thing is, I didn't expect that there would be, you know, I didn't expect there would actually be, like, like artwork and let alone animation. So yeah, but you know, Fluffy actually told me that she wanted to make it into like a little bit of a Christmas movie. But yeah, and you know, it also has a really, and you know, it's a funny story. You know, Twilight literally taking her father Nightlight's advice of giving a part of you to show how much you care. You know, doing that literally. Yeah. So, yeah. So, you know. Oh, and I should also mention something about the story. The inspiration of the story was actually inspired by none other than an Angry Grandpa story. Like, basically the story was about how Pickle Boy, as a little toddler, Michael Green and his sister Kim took one of his shitty diapers, wrapped it up and put it under the tree. So yeah, now you know the inspiration to that. So yeah, well, it was inspired by an Angry Grandpa story. So yeah, shout out to Angry Grandpa and rest in peace. And shout out to Kid Behind the Camera too, because, you know, that was an inspired story. So I immediately laughed at that story and I thought, you know, what about if I make that into a fan fiction? And I made it into a cute little story involving Twilight. So that was the blueprint to the story. Yeah. So, but I know what Angry Grandpa would say if he heard that story. He'd be like, How about that, Twilight Sparkle? Every pony knows you give shitty diapers for goddamn Christmas now. My impression of Angry Grandpa. Well, actually it was sort of a bad one, but yeah. So yeah, I made it into like a very sweet story, and you know, the story actually really does have a good message. You know, a message about, you know, giving and receiving, and you know, it's the thought that really counts with a gift. You know, not how expensive it is or anything. And that was sort of the approach I was going for with the story. Yeah. And yeah, but you know, I'm really pleased. I'm very happy that finally one of my fan fictions have finally been, you know, made into a dramatic reading, and yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know whether it would be a blind reaction. Well, actually, it sort of is and sort of isn't at the same time. You know, because, well, it's blind because, you know, I haven't seen the full product, like the fully assembled product, but non-blind at the same time because I know the story. And, yeah. But, you know, blind reaction or non-blind reaction? You be the judge. Yeah. Oh, and also the bloopers. The bloopers were really hysterical. And like, I'm even surprised that Fluffy didn't actually use all of them, because I actually had quite a few of them. And, you know, I even said some of the ones I did say. You know? And yeah, although one blooper that I did say that I didn't that Fluffy didn't put in was, you know, me criticizing about the Lord Chamberlain. What I said was, well, I even remember what I said. I said, Lord Chamberlain, you're in more dire need of a blowjob than any stallion in history. Yeah, and in case you don't know, that's said in the Robin Williams movie, Good Morning Vietnam. Yeah, I thought I'd add in that. But yeah, it was actually pretty fun to do. Yeah, although I think the part that I really thought that was really great, that I also thought was great, was that scene where little Twilight cried. That actually really did, you know, made me a little teary-eyed, and yeah, I wish I would have made it into like a live screen video reaction, like say what do you call it? Oh, face cam reaction, but you know, yeah, if I would have had a face cam reaction, you probably would have seen me get a little teary-eyed. But yeah, so yeah, it was great. Yeah, also, sorry if I wasn't, like, if I'm stuttering, like, once again, I'm sorry for not doing new ones and all of that, but, you know, been, you know, sort of doing stuff offline and, you know, online and offline, and, you know, sort of been busy with things, and also sidetracked, and some demotive, well, and in addition, you know, I've also been working on, you know, some stuff, you know, I've also, yeah, some other stuff, so, yeah, like, some stuff, you know, offline have been happening, but, yeah, hopefully that's another video, you know, for another time, hopefully, who knows, but, but, you know, the good news is that, you know, I'm still alive and I'm still kicking. So, yeah. And, you know, I'm still a little bit rusty, you know, when it comes to reaction videos. So, I guess that happens after not doing them for a while. But I'll just have to, you know, keep doing it. You know, maybe I might try and do some more. Like, probably do more, recordings of, you know, Season 8, like more of Season 8 and Season 9 of MLP, and then get on to G5. Oh, speaking of G5, wanted to give you guys a heads up about something, is I was intending to do a blind I did actually try to do a blind reaction to the G5 movie, My Little Pony Next Generation. And I did a recording of it, but unfortunately, sad news, the video file was corrupted. So it was unusable and stuff. Which, yeah, that really sucks. And, like, there was no sound, nothing. It wouldn't play at all, and it was corrupted. That happens sometimes. And, of course, you know, I couldn't, you know, do it again. Because, you know, then it wouldn't be a blind reaction anymore. But, yeah. I did intend to actually do a blind reaction to, the G5, MLP G5 movie trailer. As well as a scene. But, you know, the video file got corrupted. So, yeah, that sucks. But, yeah, I do know some things about G5. Like, you know, the characters and the, like, you know, the new characters and stuff. I do know a little bit about that. But, yeah. But anyway, that's also another video, you know, hopefully to be told another time. But, anyway. So yeah, that was Fluffy's video of, well, fanfic reading of Twilight's First Gift, my story, and I loved it. So, Agent Fluffy, if you're watching, I really, really loved it, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing it, from the bottom of my heart. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed my blind commentary of MLP dramatic reading of Twilight's First Gift, and hopefully I'll get onto other videos as soon as I can when I get the chance. But, as usual, oh, before I do go, I'll also mention that I'm also in the works of editing my blind reaction to the Season 7 episode, Rock Solid Friendship. That's the Season 7 episode involving Mod Pie. So, I just wanted to also update that I'm going to be working on that, but when I'll upload that, I don't know, probably sometime at the beginning of next year, but yeah, depending on what I do next. But until then, thank you all for watching, and a Merry Christmas to you guys. This is Raptormon132 saying, bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye.